Please do not feed the geese. Yeah, you're not going to have to worry about that. I'm not messing with these guys. Well, everyone, I am in Illinois. And this is the Illinois River. A major commercial waterway in the state. It's been that way since settlers came here. It starts outside of Chicago, winds its way through the state, and then ends at the Mississippi River just north of St. Louis. I'm going to explore some towns, maybe even a small city along the river here. The first place we're going to visit is Henry, Illinois. The downtown is up that way. So let's head in that direction and I'll tell you more. Alright, well, as I make my way towards downtown, how about a map first? Show you where I'm at here in Illinois. And here's the population history. 1980, peak population, 2740. 2020, it was down to 2320. Alright, well, the downtown is up there. Yeah, let's head that way. Alright, well, there's the Illinois River. And the downtown just kind of starts right off of it. We'll get a closer look. They've got a bit of a art installation here. It's got some odd looking pieces in it. Very quirky. I guess what you would expect in a small town. Need to vent. Have a seat. I like that. See, the sun does cause wrinkles. I use sunscreen. I guess there's some sort of lesson there. Not sure. And just making my way through this little art installation, as I said. Bicycle, pony, car. Well, that's definitely interesting. Well, let's talk about the town. Median age is 40. US is 39, so it's a little bit older. Gender breakdown is 50-50. Got even numbers there. Here's the ethnic breakdown. 95% white. And there's about 0.5% of Hispanic, and the rest is mixed race or other. Well, I'm making my way through downtown and look what I see for the first time in a while. Oh, well, at least I got him before he took off. Oh, he's hiding back there. Come out, fella, I'll scratch your ears. Oh, he didn't want no part of me. Ah, well. Okay, well, as I head up this quaint little downtown, here's median household income. $63,894 a year. It's $12.29 a week. It's pretty good income. Cost of living is real low, an 82. Housing is a 52. That's the lowest. Transportation's a little higher at 101. So I guess the cost of cars and insurance is a little bit higher here. Well, this looks like a little park here in the downtown. Even a little table if you want to sit down and hang out. Very nice, huh? It's quite peaceful here. Let me give you poverty. 14.9% overall. School-age children is 22%. That's a little high. US is 16. 65 and older is 11%. The other numbers are actually lower. than the U.S. So poverty is pretty good overall. Henry Hometown Hardware, the only store of its kind. I like that. Well, let's continue our walk, see what we can find here. I guess I can go ahead and give you crime right now as I kind of wander through the downtown. You ready for this? Last year, 4 incidents per 1,000 people. The U.S. is 23. Crime here, very low. They had 10 crimes total. That's it. Look at this. If it belongs in a paint store, it's here. This hasn't been open for a long time though, has it? Well, I'm almost through the downtown. Well, I have a place for rent here. Yeah, there's some excitement going on somewhere. And check this out. Old school barbershop. Love it. Well, I'm out in the streets. Residential streets of the town. See what the houses look like. As usual, I'm just 1 block out of downtown. Yeah, it looks real nice, doesn't it? Here's the median home value, $115,900. It's pretty inexpensive, isn't it? Wow. That's quite the town. Now here's a little grocery store right on the edge of downtown. Henry Foods. So here is the post office for Henry. It's got a unique look to it, doesn't it? And of course it's right off yet another beautiful residential street. Yeah, it's a beautiful little town, guys. I was making my way out of town and I saw this house for sale. Can't tell what the number is. It's on College Avenue. Wow, somebody look this up for the rest of us, because who isn't curious what they want for that, especially in a town with home values so low, just over 100,000. It's a beautiful old house. Looks like it's got a huge yard in the back. Look at that. Yeah, someone look that up for the rest of us. Post it in the comments and we'll see how much they want for that house. I am in the town of Lacon, Illinois. This is the little downtown. Let me show you a map real quick. And here's population history. Peak population 1960, 2175. 2020 is down to 1878. Median age here is 41. 51% female, 49% male. There's a lot of traffic on this small town downtown road. It's very noisy. That's why I don't always get out of the car, because sometimes it's just too noisy to talk. But I'll do my best here. Here's the ethnic breakdown. 97% white, 2% Hispanic, 1% black. And median household income, $60,750 a year. That's $11.68 a week. Cost of living is low, $84. Housing is the lowest at $60. Again, transportation is a $101. All right. I'm hearing some Eric Clapton on a speaker. Always like that. Poverty, 14.3% overall. School-age children, 13%. 65 and older, 14%. Those are right about the same as the U.S. So poverty's pretty good. Well, they have some beautiful old buildings here in the downtown. Looks like this one's for sale. There you go. Woo, another noisy truck. It's pretty continual. Seems to be a busy town, at least for traffic. Let's see. Let me give you crime. You ready for this? Around 1 per 1,000 people. Well, let's put it this way. They had 2 crimes last year total. That's it. I mean, almost none. All right, I'm back in the car. Driving away from that noisy Main Street. Goodness gracious. That's hard on an old man. I find as I get older, I just really don't care for all that noise and racket. How about you guys? Anyway, there's an IGA supermarket right here. And across the street, now there's the post office. Lacon, Illinois. And into residential we go. Let's see what some of the houses look like. Alright. Pretty nice old houses. Medium home value here, by the way, is $111,700. Let's get that done real quick. And we'll head up the street. Another beautiful tree-filled avenue, street, whatever you want to call it. It's nice. And there goes another big truck. Now that house looks like it's been gutted, doesn't it? I'm not sure if that one would be worth fixing. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't think anybody lives in this one either. Oh, I could be. Nope. Nope, nobody lives there. Look at those drapes. That's a big house, though. Huh. That's a damn shame. Now, this is the Marshall County Courthouse. Lacon is the county seat. This was built in 1854 at a cost of $7,300. Now that is Georgian Revival. That is an architectural style developed during the reign of the 4 King Georges in England. That happened between 1714 and 1830. Now in different countries, Georgian Revival is a little different. In the U.S., it's usually based on colonial architecture. But there's a bit of grandness in the ornamentation around the windows, as you can see. Yeah, you don't see it a whole lot. It's really interesting architecture that's I'm always happy to see. All right, well. It's pretty much what I'm seeing everywhere. Well, okay, I'm going to keep it moving. Let's head to the next town. I am in Chillicothe, Illinois. As soon as I parked the car, I realized I was right where I needed to be, in front of the Carnegie Library that I was thinking I was going to have to look for. But here it is. Built in 1917. As I understand it, it's no longer a library, but a bookstore. But at least there's still books inside it. Buildings like this are a genuine treasure, and even better, it's right here on the edge of downtown. That's beautiful, isn't it? Well, here it is on a map. A little bit farther south of the other two towns. This downtown seems to be much quieter than that last downtown. Ugh. Yeah, I like it a little bit more peaceful. What can I say? This is nice. Here's the population history, by the way. It's peak population 6176. It was down to 6128 in 2020. Very little population loss. Median age here is 44. US is 39, so a little bit older. 55% female, 45% male. Yeah, this is just really nice. Here's the ethnic breakdown. 86% white, 3% Hispanic, 2% black, 1% Asian, remaining 9% mixed race or other. This was a railroad powerhouse, this town, big switching station. All of these towns, by the way, that I'm showing you today are railroad towns in addition to being river towns. A lot of commerce in these towns, being in between Chicago and St. Louis. Let's see, cost of living 87. Housing's the lowest at 67. Transportation, again, 101. Looks like they're doing some restoration on that building. That is what you like to see. Let's see, poverty 14.5% overall. School-age children, though, is a 40. That's quite high. 65 and older, though, is a 3. That is very low. So I guess retirement age people got it a lot better here. Yeah, they've got a beautiful old theater here in town. Built in 1927. It's Art Deco. I've read that they're having difficulty keeping it open. Looks like maybe it is being renovated on the inside. Doors are open. It looks like, yeah, everything's getting pulled out of the inside there. Alright, I was looking for this on the other side of downtown. It's the post office, built in 1940. This is New Deal architecture. We're seeing quite a bit of that on this trip, aren't we? New Deal era post offices. Of course, that is from President Roosevelt's efforts to get the country past the Great Depression. So he earmarked a lot of federal funds for government buildings, and you still see them to this day. We've got a K9 memorial here. Yeah, I like that. Well, heading out of downtown directly into beautiful residential. Let me give you the crime rate real quick. Last year, 16 incidents per 1,000 people. Again, the US is 23, so crime here's a little bit lower. Here is the median home value, $128,500. Now, the town is situated right along the Illinois River, of course. This is a place called the Lookout. We're seeing a lot of beautiful towns on this trip. That is for sure. This trip, not even halfway over yet. Before it's all over, we're going to end up out west, probably in the desert. This will probably be our longest trip of the year. Man, it's just a lot of beautiful towns up here in this part of the country. Well, alright. I guess that's it for here. I mean, I could just keep showing you streets, but they all look like this. Just really beautiful. Yeah, so got one more town to show you, except it's not really a town. It's a city. Fairly good sized city. It's the next one down the Illinois River. And I'm gonna get Nicole in that video. And we're gonna have dinner there. So, yeah, let's head to that town right now. Well, here's the Illinois River, and there's the bridge I just crossed. And downtown is this way. Yeah, let's go check it out. All right, I'm going to head into the downtown. Right here is a Caterpillar museum. I'm going to grab Nicole in a bit, and we'll go see that together. Caterpillar's world headquarters were here for many years, up until about 3 years ago, and they have since moved to the Dallas area. They are still the #2 employer for the city, though. Okay, so as we head in, here's a map. You can see where I'm at. And here's population. Peak population was in 1970. 126,963 people. It had dropped to 113,150 in the last census. Median age here is 36. 51% female, 49% male. And I'm just walking in the middle of the street here. It's pretty quiet, at least over here. Now let's get up closer into the downtown. Well, it looks like a mural of Abraham Lincoln, doesn't it? Well, we are in Illinois, the land of Lincoln. It says that on every license plate. Well, let's see. Here is the ethnic breakdown. 57% white, 22% black, 8% Hispanic, 5% Asian. Last 8% mixed race or other. And here's the median household income. $52,796 a year. Just a shade over $1,000 a week. Cost of living is pretty good, 89. Housing is lowest at 74. Again, transportation, a 101. Well, as I've gotten closer to the Lincoln mural, I see a big monument here. Let's see what's going on with this. We write on page of granite what wrought on field of, can't see your hand, battle, field of battle. Yeah, how about this? "1861 volunteer soldiers of Peoria County and vicinity who fell in battle or lost their lives in the service." Now that's awesome. You know, we see Confederate monuments all over the country. I've showed them to you guys. Now, this is a Union monument. All right, well, let me give you poverty real quick. 23.8% overall. School-age children, 32%. 65 and older, 18%. Okay, so those numbers are a bit on the high side. You know, it's actually a very pretty small town, or small city, let's say. Downtown, at least so far. I like what I see here. These twin towers you can see quite prominently when you drive into the city. And across the street from it, or from these buildings, that is to say. That building used to be a bank. I believe they have it converted to office space now. It was built in 1920. Peoria is the county seat for Peoria County. This is the county courthouse, built in 1964. About what you would expect a building in 64 to look like. It wasn't a good time for architecture, in my opinion. That is modern architecture, the style. Function over form, let's put it that way. That's pretty much the style in a nutshell. All right, let me show you a much better looking building. Yeah, this is more like it. This is Peoria City Hall, built in 1897. This is German Renaissance architecture. Not something you see very often. Takes its cues from 15th, 16th century Germany. Usually brick and a lot of texture in the building, including the brick. It's quite beautiful, isn't it? It's still used as City Hall to this day, well over 100 years later. It's holding up well, isn't it? It's right across the street from a rather beautiful church. Let's go see that. Sacred Heart of Jesus, built in 1905. This is Romanesque, so medieval era Italy, Rome. I want to see the little murals here on the side. These are pretty phenomenal, aren't they? Alright, we haven't talked about crime yet. We should do that. Last year, 5,063 per 100K. US is 2281. So crime here is pretty high. Look at violent crime. 1213 per 100K compared to 364 for the US. Yeah, so like a lot of bigger cities, crime is an issue. Now this is the Cathedral of St. Mary of the Immaculate Conception. This was built in 1899, and this is Gothic architecture. And boy, you can't miss this building as you come into town. Those spires, yeah, go up really high into the air. I'm going to see if I can go inside. Will it be unlocked? Sometimes I'm surprised, but not today. Yeah, I guess we don't get to see the inside. This is the bishop's residence next door. Dang, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's right next to the church here. Well, that building is monstrous, whatever it is. I guess we're going to have to go get a closer look. Wow. Yeah, it's a hospital. St. Francis Medical Center. It is really big, especially from the other side. Let's check out some houses. They're looking pretty amazing. Well, not that one. That one has been abandoned, it looks like. Let me give you a median home value here. $146,700. houses look pretty awesome, don't they? It's an interesting city in terms of architecture. It's got a lot of really good stuff here. Well, alright. I'm gonna go grab Nicole. We're gonna check out Caterpillar Museum Experience, whatever that's called. Can't remember exactly. And of course we're going to eat at a restaurant. This restaurant looks really cool. It appears to be in an old church. Yeah, so that's coming up next. Alright, I am back in downtown Peoria with Nicole. And we are going to check out this Caterpillar. They call it a visitor center. But I know they've got some tractors and stuff here. Some cool stuff from what I understand. Here you go, stand next to that tire. Now just stand straight next to it. See how high it is. Yeah, so it's 5 foot tall because you're 5'2"?
Don't do that. I'm
all right,
5'4".
she's 5'4" in her dreams. Yeah, that's pretty big tires, but I think we're going to see some even bigger ones in here. We're inside here now. We just watched a little movie inside the bed of this giant dump truck. What'd they call this particular model? 797F, I guess. Yeah, we'll go down below and get a better look at it. Yeah, so here we are. So what did they say? These tires are 14 feet tall?
Yes, that's reasonable.
And there's enough rubber in each tire to make 600 car tires. And it's got a 4,000 horsepower engine in it. Is that correct? Yeah or no?
That part I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 400 horsepower engine, and it was 400,000 tons of product, or iron ore.
Looks like a big game of Jenga.
Okay. Well, I'm busy talking about this huge dump truck right now. We'll get to Jenga in a minute. Anyway, that is fantastic. Anyway, yeah, this does look like a big Jenga, doesn't it?
That's exactly what I saw when I looked at it. It's giant Jenga.
It is.
Huh?
Yeah. Built it for trials. Oh, there you go. I guess it's for training, stacking, teaching you how to stack them. So this is a very old one, it looks like.
Looks like a locomotive engine.
Yeah, I think they build locomotive engines. Caterpillar 10, built in 1929.
It's the smallest tractor.
Yeah, right here in Peoria. It is small. You could probably hop in that. Yeah, you could drive that one. Oh, you're going to get in it?
Yeah, it says you can.
Well, that should be fun. Let's see.
I guess you can just jump in either side.
Okay. Don't fall down.
I'm not going to fall down. I'm not that old.
I haven't updated insurance yet.
Shut up. Cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see yourself driving that? So what is this, the very first commercial?
Yeah, it is, from 1927. Look at all this snow. They said they filmed it in Minnesota.
Well, that makes sense. I don't know how them folk in Minnesota take that every year. It's too much for me.
Especially back in 1927. Can you imagine?
Jeez. If that's me back then, I'm heading to Miami.
Yeah, I don't like the snow buggy. happy the people are now. Look, they're driving their cars. They're like, wee.
I'm having Nicole stand by the tire. See how big it is.
You're making me feel teeny tiny.
What'd you say?
You're making me feel teeny tiny.
Yeah, compared to that, you are. The restaurant we're going to visit is in an old church.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Obed and Isaac's microbrewery and eatery. That is definitely an interesting looking place to put a restaurant.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, let's
You thought this was an actual church, didn't you, when you first walked by?
yeah, I was walking around downtown and I saw the building. I thought, did I miss that church? And I saw that it is a restaurant. So I'm like, yeah, we got to eat there. I mean, look at this building. This is pretty amazing. I'm curious to see what it looks like inside.
Yeah, so am I.
Can't wait. Second Presbyterian Church. That's what it used to be.
I didn't hear what you said.
Used to be Second Presbyterian Church. Now it's a place to have some drinks and a good time. Well, let's see if we can find the bar.
Do you think it really annoyed some people who used to, Do you think it annoyed some people? That, like some church-going people, that the church was being converted?
I don't know. There's
into a
the
restaurant
bar. It's pretty cool looking inside here. They still have the stained glass windows.
Yeah, look at those stained glass windows. It's still very beautiful in here.
Well, I don't think they're church themed. I think they've taken out the religious glass. And back,
Oh, yeah, I know.
and back up there is where the preacher used to give his sermon every day. And the tables are just kind of around the bar here. The bar's in the middle. It's a centerpiece.
Yeah,
the
I like
restaurant.
it. The bar's in the middle.
While we're looking at the appetizers, we're going to try something different. Goat cheese stuffed dates. Goat cheese stuffed dates wrapped in bacon. Yeah. Sounds good. Oh, and we have beer. Beer that they brew right here in-house. So I've got a hazy IPA. Yeah, Magical Unicorn Elixir. It's a hazy IPA, and you have a peach cider, right?
Peach hard cider. Yes.
Peach cider.
Yep.
All right, the bacon wrapped dates are here.
All right. Cool. I got a date with the date.
Yeah, let's see.
You can always depend on me for saying something really cheesy.
Yep. All right, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
The bacon is awesome, and the goat cheese tastes really good. I love goat cheese, though. There's a little cross section of it.
Yeah, it's very good. You can tell it's fresh made here. So.
Yeah, it's definitely fresh made.
It's fresh made, and they put it all together perfectly. They don't do too much of the goat cheese, but they don't make it overwhelming. Just the right amount.
Yeah, and it's not a gigantic appetizer, which I actually like, because you're not full after you eat it.
Exactly.
I'm still hungry. All right, so as far as the entree goes, I'm going to try this horseshoe. When we were in Springfield, had a bunch of people in the comment section say, "Why didn't you try the horseshoe?" You know, it's a local Springfield, Illinois dish. They make it here as well. So, all right.
Gonna give it a try, huh?
Yeah, this is a Illinois created dish, specialty of the state, if you will. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. It's open-faced sandwich with, I'm gonna have it with Angus beef, yeah, then secret cheese sauce and then French fries. Sounds interesting. What are you gonna have?
I'm gonna have the apple walnut salad, and it's just salad greens, candied walnuts, craisins, apples. I think I'm gonna take off the blue cheese though, and it has grilled chicken breasts.
All right.
So.
Did you know that before Prohibition, Peoria, Illinois was the top whiskey producer in the United States?
I did not know that.
Yeah, not Tennessee, not Kentucky. This small city here, #1 producer of whiskey.
Interesting.
Richard Pryor, you know who he is, don't you?
Everybody knows who Richard Pryor is, at least everybody who was born before a certain date.
He was born and raised here. He was born and raised in a brothel.
I did hear that before, that
Yeah.
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. His mother was a prostitute. His grandmother was the madam and ran the brothel. And his dad was a pimp.
I did hear all of that before. I just didn't realize it was right here in Peoria.
Yeah. Kind of explains his big personality a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
And another guy that was born here, David Ogden Steers. You probably don't know him because you don't watch MASH. You don't like that show, but I love that show.
It was too old for me, and the subject matter was too old for me.
Well, I've probably seen every episode of MASH like 3 or 4 times. He played Major Charles Emerson Winchester III. Yeah. And then Dan Fogelberg was born and raised here too. If you listen to music in 70s and 80s, you know who he is.
My father loved that show, though. He did watch that.
MASH? Mm-hmm. I did too. I still love that show. If it comes on the TV, I'll sit down and watch it. Mm-hmm. Our entrees are here. Mine looks healthy. Yeah. So bread, secret cheese sauce, the meat, and then the fries on top. Oh, yeah. Just all piled together.
Yes, it is.
I took a bite of one of those fries. They're excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway,
fries,
we'll get to that in a second.
I stole a fry, too. And I have an apple walnut salad. Mine looks scrumptious. Mine looks a bit healthier than yours.
I'll take a piece of this apple. So I can eat something healthy.
Yeah, I got extra walnuts on it. Yeah, I had to take off the blue cheese crumbles because I just don't like blue cheese. But
You're
I
crazy.
took off the blue cheese crumbles and I added walnuts, extra walnuts rather.
Yeah, you're crazy. I love blue cheese.
You're crazy.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
All right.
So here's what we think. This is just a basic meat, potatoes, and bread meal with cheese.
I thought it was more like an open-faced sandwich.
Well, it's just, yeah, but it's all those ingredients. You don't get any more simple than this, but it's pretty good. Anyway, people from Illinois can stop giving me a hard time about not trying this. This Illinois dish.
But like you said, they've got really good fries here, though, too.
Yeah, no, it's good.
gotta give 'em
Cheese is
props for
good.
having good
Cheese is good.
fries.
Yeah, the cheese is good. The meat's good. Everything. The fries are excellent. These are things I like a lot, so I'm fine with it.
And
you?
mine's very good. I really like it. I would have preferred the chicken to be like temperature hot, you know. I always specify between spicy hot and temperature hot, but I would have preferred the chicken to be temperature hot. But besides that, everything is good. I really love this. I really love the walnuts on here. It tastes like it's something more than just walnuts, like it's a mix or something, but it's really good. It has a nice crunchy flavor to it. And the balsamic drizzle, the balsamic drizzle in it is very good too. So yeah, I'm enjoying mine. I'm definitely still going. You stopped me too early.
Yeah. Cool. All right, there you go, guys. We have ordered dessert, and it is here. It is bread pudding with vanilla ice cream.
Bread pudding.
Smell.
What made you think that I like bread pudding?
Yeah, it smells amazing. You can smell the cinnamon coming off of it. It's fantastic.
Scrumptious.
Yeah, this looks like a good bread pudding. All right, this dessert, it's good. It's one of the best bread puddings we've had.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. We can't go wrong with bread pudding, it seems like. Bread pudding is almost always amazing.
Almost always, but sometimes it's not made well. But this one was made fantastic.
Okay.
It's excellent.
It was very yummy. Definitely.
All right, guys, here's the tab. $90.47. Yeah, so 3 beers, appetizers, 2 entrees, dessert. $90.47.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like average, I guess.
All right. Give you guys a second to look at it. There it is. All right, guys, so that's the end of this one. Up next, we are heading into Iowa. Yeah, Iowa next. We'll see you there.